In this video, we're going to talk about solving rational equation. So you got x plus 6 over x plus x minus 8 equals 0. Now, in order to solve this equation, you want to get rid of the denominator. First of all, before we do that, we know that the x cannot equal to 8. Because if x is 8, that means the denominator goes to 0. That means it will be undefined. So we have a restriction. X cannot equal to 8. For this equation, in order to get rid of the denominator, we want to multiply everything by our least common denominator. So here the denominator is 1. We got x minus 8. So our least common denominator is x minus 8. So we're going to multiply everything by x minus 8. So distribute x minus 8 to each term and see what happens. You're going to get x times x minus 8 plus x minus 8 cancels out, so you only end up getting 6 equals x minus 8 times 0 is 0. Now distribute the x, you get x squared minus 8x plus 6 equals 0. Unfortunately, this is not factorable, so we have to use quadratic formula. So a is 1, b is negative 8, c is 6. So x equals negative times negative 8 plus or minus square root of negative 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 6 all over 2 times 1. So now you end up getting 8 plus or minus radical. You get 64 minus 24 all over 2. And you get x equals 8 plus or minus radical 40 all over 2. Now, what is radical 40? It can be simplified. Radical 40 is the same thing as 4 times 10. So 2 comes out. You get 2 radical 10. Now we could even simplify this further. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. So you end up getting 4 plus or minus radical 10. So you are going to have two solutions. First one will be 4 plus radical 10, and the other one will be 4 minus radical 10. Now let's take a look at this rational equation. Before we go further, let's factor out the denominator here. We end up getting 4 over x minus 2, x minus 4. That should equal to 3x over x minus 2 plus 2 over x minus 4. Now we know that the LCD, lowest common denominator, or lowest common multiple, we sometimes call it LCM or LCD, is quantity x minus 2 times quantity x minus 4. So eventually, in order to get rid of the denominator, we have to multiply each term by our LCM or LCD. Now before we do that, we know that x cannot equal to 2 or x cannot equal to 4. Because when x equals 2, that makes this and this goes to 0 on the denominator. So it will be undefined. Same thing when x equals 4. X equals 4 makes these two to have a denominator equal to 0, so it will be undefined. When we check for our solution, we could have make sure that x is not equal to 2 or x is not equal to 4. So now let's multiply each term by our LCM. So when you multiply this times 4 over x minus 2, x minus 4, they will cancel out. X minus 2 will cancel out, and x minus 4 will cancel out. So you just end up getting 4. What about when you multiply these two with this? Only x minus 2 cancels out, so you get 3x times x minus 4. What about these two? When you multiply these two, x minus 4 cancels out, so you get positive 2 times x minus 2. So when you distribute, you'll get 3x squared minus 12x plus 2x minus 4. And you end up getting 0 equals 3x squared minus 10x minus 8. Now, you might want to use a quadratic formula. Yeah, that's one option, but you should also notice that this is factorable. Okay, if this is factorable, then it's faster to use a factoring method than quadratic formula. So you end up getting 3x and x over here. You get negative 4 and then positive 2. So that should work. So we get 3x plus 2 equals 0, or x minus 4 equals 0. So therefore x is negative 2 over 3, or x equals 4. But remember, our x cannot equal to 2 or x cannot equal to 4. But we have x equals 4. So this is an extraneous solution. Solution that looks like a solution, but it's not. So we only have one solution, which is x equals negative 2 over 3. So again, you need to be careful whether you have an extraneous solution when you solve rational equations.